Now you're ready to go on a job interview. This video will help you. The most common question all companies will ask is, tell me about yourself. Remember, make it short and simple. Think about your qualifications, skills, and experience. Also, I added 2 examples here. I know that job because I have previous experience. Or, I am passionate about this job and I want to use my skills for that company. You can use these 2 examples or create your own positive response. Another question that's common with companies that will ask, what are your strengths and weaknesses? I will show you an example of strengths. Trustworthiness. Are you a trustworthy person? Patience. Are you a patient person? Meaning if you worked inside a store and an upset customer approaches you and yells at you, will you be patient? You could respond during the interview to that question. Respectfulness, flexible, which means, for example, if you work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then your boss calls you and wants you to work the weekend, are you flexible? Can you work the weekends? You can respond like that. Here is an example of weaknesses. Us deaf people cannot all read lips. That's a weakness, especially if a man has a beard and a mustache. It's hard. If you're not experienced with something, it's a new task. So let's say you already have experience doing these other tasks and you know how to do them already. But this is a new task, so it's a weakness. And you don't know that specific job. You could say, I don't have experience doing that, but I can overcome it and learn something new. To overcome those weaknesses will help you to do a better job. Why should we hire you? Another interview question. You could say, I have all the skills and experience that you are looking for. I'm confident that I am the best candidate for this job. This is an example of how to respond. Another question, why did you apply with us? You can respond, I see this opportunity as a way to contribute to this company using my skills and abilities. Why are you leaving your job? If you're working now, this is the question that will fit the answer. Why are you leaving this job? There's different reasons. You might be relocating to another state or city. Or you want a different work environment. Like, for example, if you worked for many years outside in the sun and you decided you wanted a change of an environment and you prefer to work inside, that's an answer. Why did you leave your last job? Here are some examples. The company shut down, so you had to leave. There was a layoff, so you had to leave. That job was temporary. those are reasons why you left your last job. One big question many companies will ask: describe a challenge you overcame. This means how can you resolve a situation? You see the question? Tell me a time you faced a conflict while working on a team. How did you handle that? That question is tricky. Why would they ask that kind of question? They want to see if you could handle stress. If there's conflict and how you'll resolve it. That's what's called a psychological question. Here's an example of my experience. In my past position at the bookstore, we had a book event. We were hosting the event in the bookstore. We planned the book event for a Friday evening, and on Wednesday, I received a call that the food truck couldn't show up. Ooh, I was stressed. I was thinking, what should I do? I reached out to another food truck that was willing to provide food at the last minute. That was 2 days before the event. Whew, I was relieved. The event turned out great. People enjoyed it. They were listening to the books at the same time and enjoying delicious food. That is an example of how I can overcome conflict and resolve a situation. When you end the interview, a common question that they'll ask you: do you have any questions for us? You will say yes. You will ask, what are the 2 most important things you look for when hiring for this position? You can copy that question. The manager will tell you the 2 most important things they're looking for. And then you can respond that you have those skills, that you have the 2 most important things they are looking for. For example, if a company asks, like, I'm looking for someone who's patient and able to handle stress. Can you do it? And your answer should be, I'm a very patient person. I could handle stress well. Another question you can ask the manager: how long will you make the hiring decision? Sometimes the manager will tell you 1 week or 3 days. But then you'll know when they're making the final decision, and maybe they'll hire you. If you need help, please reach out to your job coach, VR counselor, your Pre-ETS specialist, or a professional friend and family. Good luck.